Hello. Welcome to Reading Time. My name's Time, and this week we're reading The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. Let's get to reading. The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt is a children's picture book about a boy named Duncan who goes to use his crayons one day and finds instead a stack of letters addressed to him. He goes through and reads these letters and discovers that they are all letters written by his crayons, sharing some of their concerns, some things that they are unhappy with and would like him to solve. These complaints range from being overused to being underused to having their wrapper taken off and all sorts of other complaints. I would give this book a 4 to 4.5 star rating. I really did enjoy this book. However, I found that the ending for me wasn't as satisfactory as I was hoping it would be. Duncan reads all of the letters that his crayons have written to him, and he wants all of his crayons to be happy. And it says that gave him an idea. The idea seems to be trying to solve as many of the crayons' problems as possible by drawing a very colorful picture. The only issue I have, though, with this picture is that not all of the crayons' problems seem to be addressed within the picture. For example, there's a large argument that the orange and yellow crayon have on what color the sun is, if it's yellow or orange. And in this picture, we can see that the sun is right up here and is bright orange with a yellow sky. So it seems Duncan is for sure taking a side on that one. Additionally, blue is complaining about being overused and is a very stumpy little crayon compared to the rest of them. And while blue is not a dominant color in this picture, the entire bottom, this bus, some of the other parts of the picture are all blue. So I would not say that blue got the vacation that it desired. As far as content goes for this book, I wouldn't say there's really any concerning content. The most concerning, I would say, is that one of the crayons, the peach colored crayon, doesn't have his wrapper anymore and is too embarrassed to leave the crayon box because he is naked without it. But beyond that, there isn't anything that I would say is concerning. This book would best be read to preschool through about first grade students. However, it can be enjoyed by older ages, absolutely, and I do think that there are some activities and writing prompts that this book could be used for in older grade levels. One skill that this book could be used for is problem-solving skills. Especially for younger readers, you could ask them what they would do to solve a certain crayon's problem. For example, Pink complains that it is not being used enough. So how would a student solve Pink's problem? Or you could add another dimension to it by having the student actually draw or create their own picture to solve the crayon's various problems. At slightly older ages, you could also ask students to write what their crayons would complain about if they were to write letters. For example, I was coloring earlier this week and noticed that my pink crayon is definitely more well used than some of my other crayons. So that crayon probably would complain about being overworked and would like a break, which is the opposite problem that Duncan has in this book with his pink crayon. If you want to use this book for older age groups, for example, like a middle school age range, I do think that it could be used to teach tone because each crayon has its own personality, and as such, its writing has different tones going on with it, different emotions, and different ways of phrasing things. For example, Gray's letter starts off with, Duncan, Gray crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray. And it goes on and on like that. Green crayon, on the other hand, has a very different tone. Dear Duncan, as green crayon, I am writing for 2 reasons. One is to say that I like my workloads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. As we can see from those 2 snippets, there are very different relationships implied with these crayons, or just very different personalities and tones in the letters. Green is more formal in his writing and compliments Duncan before bringing up his problem that he would like addressed. Gray, on the other hand, starts off in a very familiar, informal way, and you can almost hear the differences just by reading the words in your head between these 2 different crayons. I'm sure there are many other ways that this book could be used, but I'll leave it there for now. Altogether, this is a very enjoyable book, and I would recommend reading it. As always, I did cross off the poster square for this week. Our square is right here in the bottom section. We have some happy little crayon figures. Comment below what your favorite crayon color is. If I had to pick, I would go for Seafoam Green for the color, or Tickle Me Pink for the name. That is, if you're going off of Crayola Brand's crayon color names. Feel free to subscribe if you are interested in following along with this reading adventure and getting notifications when I post videos. It's always nice to get that extra bit of support. If you would prefer, you can also follow me on social media on either Facebook or Instagram. As always, I hope that you have a marvelous week and a wonderful read.